Hello and welcome to our video on rules, procedures, and expectations. This is the video which will give you a general background of the things that you'll need to know as we start off the year in chemistry. First of all, my contact information. I am steve.hippemeyer@ketteringschools.org. That is my email. If you need to reach me, please do it through email. Do not type in Steven.Hippemeyer. That one won't get to me. I think the Kettering City Schools have me down as Steven. And if you click on the one that is in the Kettering City Schools to reach me, that will bounce. I'll never get it. So make sure it's Steve.Hippemeyer@ketteringschools.org. What sorts of things will you need to get as soon as you possibly can get it? You'll need a 3-ring binder. That's one of these things, 3-ring binder. It'll have 3 rings. There they are. And when we get handouts and so forth, when we get handouts for this class, class notes, assignments or whatever, there will be a hole puncher right there. When you pick the assignments up, you'll punch a hole, you'll put them in your binder. You'll need highlighters. Very often when we take notes in here, you'll get a class note set, which is a very detailed set of notes on the class, the things that we're going to be discussing that day. And instead of writing everything down, a lot of the stuff you'll just highlight as it is discussed. You'll need a calculator for this class. The calculator doesn't have to be a super expensive one. It'll just have to have the ability to do logarithms, scientific notation, also called exponential notation. That's where you're putting things to the power of 10 in the calculator. Your binder will have to have dividers. So there's a divider. You can see back here, we've got another divider. This particular binder, I have divided into sections. And for this class, for your chemistry binder, you'll need those to divide it into sections. Pencils with erasers, black and blue ballpoint pens. Those are all things you'll need for this class. Make sure when you get pens and so forth that it is in black and blue that you use for this class. Do not use other colors. Do not use reds. Do not use greens, purples, whatever. Use black or blue ballpoint pens if you're writing in that, and pencils are always acceptable. What things do you need to bring to chemistry class every day? You'll need to bring your 3-ring binder and your other materials. The pens, pencils, calculators, highlighters, that stuff. You will not need to bring textbooks to class. We won't be working from a textbook. If you forget to bring something, make sure you go back to your locker to get it, but it might cost you a late to class. That is a tardy. So make sure you're bringing just your binder and stuff to write with, highlight, calculator. When you come to class, don't ask if we need it. I already told you what stuff you need. Also, don't bring food and candy or soda drinks, pop drinks to class, unless, of course, you need those things for medical purposes. You are allowed to bring water bottles, but you will not use class time to go fill those up. So on the way by, go to the water bottle filler, fill it up. You may have water in class. Make sure that you do not bring homework from other classes to do in chemistry. If you do bring other classes' materials to this class, keep that stuff put away. Do not use chemistry time to work on homework from other classes. Keep it put away. Be sure that when you come to class, what should you bring? That would be a positive attitude. Come to class ready to learn, eager to learn, enthusiastic to embrace the subject of chemistry. Be sure when you come to class that you bring good questions over things that we discussed the day before or questions over the homework. Bring good questions to class. It's important to know things. It's important to know chemistry, but equally as important is to know the things that you are unsure about and come prepared to ask questions about the things you are unsure about. When you arrive to class, if we have handouts that need to be picked up or passed out that day, those handouts will be on the back lab tables in the back of the room. So when you come in, immediately look to the back of the room to be sure if there's any handouts. In that same place in the back of the room on the lab tables, there's 3 lab tables. There will also be a place where if you turned work in, that is where I pass back assignments. So if there was homework that was turned in, it will be on the back lab tables. If there's handouts to pick up, they will be on the back lab tables. If you were absent the previous day, you can always print out stuff that you were missing from Google Classroom. If you don't have a printer, you can check with me. I'll have a little crate where you'll be able to pick up missing assignments. If you were absent the day before and you want to know what we missed, For this class on Google Classroom, there will be advanced planners posted where you can look to see what was done during class, and those advanced planners will be updated periodically, frequently, so that if you're gone, you know what was happening in class on those days. You can also ask trustworthy students what you missed. Don't ask the teacher what you missed. I'll just say, look on Google Classroom, look at your advanced planner. It'll tell you what we did. It'll tell you what the homework assignments were. All of that will be posted for you to look at when you're sick at home. Make sure when you come to class that you are in your seat at the tone to start class, which means during class time, you'll need to pick up the handouts that were on the back table, homework that was on the back table, head straight to your seat, get that stuff into your binders, get that stuff put away where it goes, and have your binder open, ready to go at the tone to start class. The tone, the bell to start class, is the bell to start class, which means the learning begins at the bell. That is not time for you to then start getting organized. Use the start of class, the class change time to get everything you need. Being tardy 3 times may result in a detention. So be on time to class. In fact, be early. Because to be honest with you, my experience have taught me that the stragglers to class are often the same people as the strugglers in class. Take care of your personal business during class change time. So when you have to go to the bathroom, do it before class. If it is a bathroom requirement that requires additional time, then hustle to class, get your handouts, get them in your binder, then ask me to go to bathroom at the start of class. If for some reason you have an emergency bathroom situation, just go. Don't wait to get my attention and ask. Just get up if you've got an emergency and go take care of that. What about homework turn in? If you were absent the day before, is it time? Or if you have assignments that are due, do we turn them in on class time? The answer is no. Assignments are turned in before school, not during classroom time. And we'll talk more about that later. Your homework assignments are due by 7:40. You'll bring them to this class. There will be folders in the back of the room. That is when we turn homework in, not during class. We don't want to waste class time collecting homework. We don't want to waste class time passing back homework. That's why all that stuff will be on the back lab table. When you come to class, make sure your cell phones are put away and your earbuds are out. So when you arrive to class, put cell phones away and take your earbuds out. During class, what's going to happen during class? Well, as we said, many classes will be taking notes. We'll be discussing the subject of chemistry. You'll be provided with detailed note packets that you would pick up in the back of the room on the table. You'll punch holes with those, you'll get them in your binder, and during class, you'll highlight the things that we talk about. You're like, but I like to take notes and write it down. You will also have space to write down additional things that might expand upon the ideas and build upon the learning. So when you're in class, highlight, take notes, listen, pay attention, stay engaged. Never ask, do we need to write this down? If we're going over it in class, it's important to know. Do not ask, is this stuff on the test? If it's going over in class, it's testable material. Be sure to ask questions. Make the teacher, that's me, explain things as many different ways as I need to until you understand it. Answer questions when you're asked. If I ask you a question, don't say, I don't know. Tell me what you do know so that we have a framework to build upon. And never, ever be afraid to be wrong. Being wrong is good. The greatest discoveries in science really emerge from previous failures. When you're in class, you'll listen to and respect others. Never interfere with the opportunity of others to learn. Never belittle others, laugh at others, respect each other, respect the room, respect the lab equipment. Do not leave messes. Clean up trash, get everything in the trash can on your way out. Be positive and always try your best in this class. There's an adage. If you look at the word chemistry, it is broken down to chem is try. The secret to chemistry, the secret to doing well in here is to try. Everybody learns at a different rate. Be patient. You'll eventually understand if you are persistent. In the great words of Winston Churchill, never give in. Never, 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 never. In anything, great or small, large or petty, Never give in. By the end of class, always be sure you understand what you're supposed to be doing that night to prepare for the next day, and then go home and get it done. Do not write on the desks. Do not leave trash in the room. While in chemistry, work on chemistry. We will not have free time. We will not have study halls in here to catch up on other classes. We have 50 minutes. We want to use it for chemistry. If you are getting material out for other classes, be ready. I might collect it and turn it into the teacher for you. Once again, no cell phones, iPods, earbuds, electronic devices. All you need is your Chromebook, your binder, and the other stuff we mentioned. Have that stuff out ready to go. Again, we mentioned it a little bit about the binder. You are expected to keep a well-organized 3-ring binder for this class. You'll break the binder down using little section dividers. The section dividers will be labeled as to what unit it is. So we start with Unit 1. You'll have a binder labeled Unit 1. Now, when we set up your binder, whatever unit we are on is on top. So when you start out the year, the first unit we'll start with is Unit 1. That'll be on top. When we get to Unit 2, you'll add a new divider. Unit 1 will now go to the back. Unit 2 will be on top. When we get to Unit 3, you'll get a new divider. You'll label that unit Unit 3. Unit 3 will be on the top. So whatever unit we are on will be on top. Unit 3 would be on top. Unit 2 behind there. Unit 1 behind there. So the most recent material will be on top. You're like, how many dividers would I need? Probably about 20 for this year. Then within a section, let's say this is Unit 1. Within a section, the first page of Unit 1 will be on top. That's the first thing we do. Then the second page will be behind that. That would be the second thing we do. Third page would be behind that. That's the third thing we do. So within a section, we will keep it in chronological order. The sections in the binder, the most recent one, the one we're on, is on top. That way, when we go to a new unit, you won't have to flip through all the old units to get to it, which causes the papers to eventually fall out. Then within that unit, it'll be organized according to chronological order. Each of these units will have a table of contents. So you'll have a page that you'll be given, which will tell you what should be in that section and the order of those pages. On that table of contents, you'll see some of the items listed on the table of contents with a GC. GC means it is a Google Classroom assignment. The Google Classroom assignments will not be in your binder. They'll be on Google Classroom. Some of the stuff on that table of contents will start with a B. The B means it's in the binder. So when you look at the table of contents, it might say GC1. That means it's Google Classroom. It's the first assignment on the list for that unit. It might say like B53. What does B53 mean? The B means it will be in your binder. The 5 means it is Unit 5. The 3 would mean it is the third thing that we are doing in that unit. Again, we organize it in the sequence that we did it, with the first thing we do first in the binder. Be sure your binder is labeled with your class name and your name. So you might have chemistry, and then you would write your name. When you pick up handouts, you'll punch holes in them immediately, and all handouts, reviews, tests that are passed back or whatever, that's the stuff you would find in your binder. Other expectations for this class: go for the A, try hard. This is a college prep class. Do your very best. Start off strong, work hard. What we do in the beginning of the year, we use all year. So make sure you're working very strong early. This class does have participation points. Take advantage of them. And we'll talk more about the participation points. This class has bonus points. We will talk about how to earn bonus points. Getting an A in here is not impossible. Getting a B in here, if you take advantage of the participation and the bonus, is not difficult. So go for the best grade you can get. Have a great year. Be sure to be honest in this class. Be ethical. Do not cheat. Very often answer keys will be posted on Google Classroom. Use the answer key to check your work, not to copy. If you ever have any questions in here or concerns, email me or see me. Have a great school year and good luck.